Welcome back, Lelanders, to a new episode, Clone Evolution, Cursed Edition. Nah, I shouldn't make fun of curses. It's like curses have been a big part of my life for pretty much ever since I was born. So I really shouldn't mock curses because they'll get me. No, but today we'll be talking about Clone Evolution. What we got going today is we have to finish up the arena. Why? So that we can win what is it? Fighters Carnival, Tavern Carnival. Yeah, so we can beat 150 victories, get the Vibram tokens, and we're going to try to win the extra purple hero. And I think Thursday, what is that, tomorrow already? Holy shit, this week flew by. Now I've got some updates on my health situation. This week's actually been really rough, one of the worst situations yet, so we'll give some updates on that. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Alright, so where will we begin? Let's go with checking out what we need in the daily tasks. I got everything complete. I was actually going to play yesterday, but I ran into some really bad stomach problems. What happened was before I went to work, I was in a rush and I needed something to eat for work. And our whole fridge was filled with rotten food again. I'm like, shit man, if I finish this plate of rotten food, I can make room for real food in the fridge again. So I ate it, and boy did I pay the price. Yeah, I basically got so sick I could barely walk, and yeah, almost ended up in the hospital. So yeah, I've really got to stop eating rotten food. Been trying to talk to my roommate about it, saying, hey, can we empty out some of the rotten food in the fridge so I have room for real food and so I don't die? And I don't know, it's not looking good. They want to keep the rotten food that bad, so oh well, I might just have to deal with, like, I don't know, buy another fridge, hide it so that I can just keep my food in there and pray to God they don't find the fridge and start loading it full of rotten food. So I don't know, we already got like 3 fridges in a house with 3 people, so we got our fridge each, but I might have to go with the 4th fridge. We'll see what happens. Or I could just start eating canned food, but canned food is really bad for your stomach as well, so I don't know if anyone's heard, but in Canada we have some of the most dangerous canned food you can buy in the world. The products that they line the chemicals with in the cans in Canada isn't even fit in like half of the countries in Europe. They banned it because it causes giant tumors, causes people to get really sick, causes birth defects, causes babies to be born way underweight. So I don't know why Canada keeps doing that. It's almost like we have a bunch of health officials that are working with a drug cartel that's poisoning us so that we get sicker and sicker and they can profit. It's kind of a scary situation. You can't even buy products in a can, but it's actually kind of like history repeating. I don't know if anyone's heard early explorers history. A lot of times explorers would go on these crazy dangerous missions all over the planet, like far off places like Antarctica and stuff. And the thing that killed the most expeditions turned out to be the canned food. Wasn't like being isolated, wasn't running out of supplies. Just turned out all the canned food they were eating was killing them. So it's kind of like history repeating. I'm always not surprised when I see history repeating. You can almost come to expect it, right? No, we did get some more Intellivision Amico news. Once we get some viewers in, I might share some of that, depending who the viewer is. They had this big gaming conference where they allowed people to try the Amico at some not a conference, at a boomer restaurant. I've never even heard of boomers before, but I guess that's a thing in the States. Where I don't know if it is for old people or they just call it that, but Boomers is this place where they tested out the Amico. And from what I heard, it turned out really good. So I'm like, hey, I had a feeling Tommy would pull this off eventually, but damn, has it ever taken a while. Alright, so let's go with increasing the levels for someone. Now let's make sure the show is going. Yes, looks like we're all good. 4 minutes in, yeah. No, ever since we did that last live caller for the live podcast, I've been really paranoid. Yeah, let's see, because we recorded quite a few minutes with no audio, so now I'm always double checking. Alright, so let's take this guy off, put him with him, and we're going to level him up. I'm starting to realize that leveling up this guy was a horrible mistake. I don't know why I ever did it, but let's continue this mistake and make it even worse. Now where are we at? 211. So we're getting close to like the actual levels that we could just sub them into the team. But the stupid part of it is this guy doesn't have any DNA. So there's no way I'm ever going to be able to put him in the other team, because then his DNA will be so low compared to everyone else's, and it'll bring the rest of the team down. So it was pretty much a worst case scenario. I don't know what I wish the viewers, well, I think some people tried to warn me leveling this guy up was a stupid idea, but hey, it's never really a complete episode unless I screw something up royally. Speaking of screwing stuff up royally, it's like the date that didn't go so well the other day. Almost got a backup or a redate, but I think I screwed that up as well. That's one thing I realized when I talk to people on messages. It's really the worst. The only chance I have to work out a relationship with someone is if I actually meet them, because I'm not very good at writing messages. It's like when I write messages, I tend to write too much, and it's like, you know how you say too many things sometimes? So yeah, I gotta try to learn from that mistake. I doubt I ever will. That's why I really gotta start getting back into just meeting people in person, because at least that way I don't have to worry about having to write messages to them. Alright, so we boosted that person up. Let's go back. Oh yeah, so what's coming up is I bought some more red scrolls, but dear god, do we ever have a shit show of red scrolls. So as much as I saved up a bunch for the next event, I really don't think it's going to happen, because we still don't have anywhere near what we need. Let's see what we're at. The arena. Yeah, we're going to be trying to burn scrolls for Santa next, so yeah, that's going to be a shit show. I really don't think we can burn them next episode or next cycle. So what's going to happen is we're going to do nothing for the next event. Possibly go for the Santa, I don't know. And then yeah, once we get Santa, just call it, because we won't have enough. Alright, so what else is new? For the Hunger Games, I fucked that up again. I don't know what it is. Like, it came to the Hunger Games event, I kept checking. I'm like, when is the next betting period? When is the next betting period? And what do you know? The next betting period went through and ended, and I never seen it. So fucking son of a bitch, I missed out on another betting round. I don't get what the hell's wrong with the Hunger Games. There must be something wrong with me, but I can never find out when the bets are. It's like I can keep checking over and over and over again. I'll say it's not time to bet, not time to bet. Come back and check. Oh, sorry, you missed the bet. It's like, I don't know what kind of fucking event system this is. It's really quite mental. Or it's just me. I know I shouldn't be so narcissistic, but when it comes to screwing up, I'm pretty sure it is just me. Alright, stop making fun of myself and let's continue. Alright, so today's events, what we got to do is try to finish off the arena. So I don't know, maybe we'll plow through some of that. Ah, there's Miss Lego. She's up to 13 million. Oh yeah, and she was telling me before that when we saw that her level wasn't so high or something, it was because she had lowered it for something. So she is like one of the top players in the game. So big shout out to Miss Lego. Appreciate all the flowers and advice. Oh, speaking of advice, who was it? Regal gave me some good advice. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing it on the show, because I'm about to. Yeah, potato memes. He's like, when's the stream? I'll put it right now. Get here. You can be the first to get in the stream. Alright, so Regal gave me a thing 2 days ago, and he was explaining how to find out what the 8 star or red star does to people. So he explained that. What did he say? Something about clicking the bodybuilder icon in the upper right. So I tried following that advice, and it only works if you're almost at red star. Like if you got a whole bunch of stars to go to get to red star, I don't think it shows you. But I could be wrong about that. Alright, he's also saying nothing wrong with spending the tavern points on pink potions. There isn't anything else really valuable in there. Alright, so let's see what he's talking about with that. I'm pretty sure I know. Oh, he's saying to spend these because nothing's valuable. The thing with that is I always need Sun Star heroes. So really, I run out of Sun Star heroes all the time. So that's one thing I won't spend on purple potions, because damn, when it comes to needing the Sun Stars, I'll need those right away. All the time. So yeah, that's why I don't burn those. The one thing I was thinking about maybe burning or spending let's see, if you go to the guild store, I find buying robots is pretty useless. So I was thinking maybe I could spend these on something else. Like none of this, obviously none of that's any good. So I might spend it on DNA, we'll see. I probably will just spend that on DNA because you really don't need it for anything else. You don't need it for the robots. There's no point leveling up anyone anymore because they have that Darwin lab. Or what is it, the additional Darwin lab? What is it called? Rescue capsule, that's it. Yeah, so with the rescue capsule, you don't really need to level up any of your heroes. They give you enough robots just from the airship. So there really is no point for those. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe. Alright, we got some expedition battles. Let's start those off. I'll try to stay the hell away from the refresh button, but I don't see it happening. Oh yeah, speaking of, I didn't finish equipping everyone's gear.
Only in fairy tales does the one you love tell you you will.
Alright, so this guy, does he have... No, let's go... There he is. Is he not linked in the rescue capsule? That must be what it is. I fucked that shit up already. Ah, not the trading center. Sorry. I'm a little bit out of it today. If anyone's wondering what happened with my stomach, yeah, I ate that food. And I was getting like ulceritis, colitis symptoms really bad. Like super dizzy, almost passed out at work. My legs gave out where they got cramped up so bad I could barely walk. So yeah, that was a really shit show. It's really hindered everything that I was hoping to accomplish in not smoking weed this week or month. Because now I feel worse than even smoking weed. So that kind of sucks. I probably am going to go back to the weed soon because I'm thinking, dear God, I'm not getting any benefits anymore from not smoking weed because I'm in such rough shape already. If I'm fucking like so out of it mentally, can barely walk. It's like, what am I gaining from not smoking weed at this point? Just more agony. Oh well, but we'll still keep it going because we're already 15 days in. That's halfway through a sober month, so let's give her a go. Keep her continuing. Yeah, so if anyone's wondering why I haven't been getting shit done, Clone Evolution recordings, yeah, the past few days I've been fucking in rough shape. Well, I got some good news. I was talking to some of my neighbors actually, and they had to go in for the same tests and stuff, and they were talking about what happens if they do find stuff and how they can cure you right away. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So at least it's good to go get it checked. Sure, there's some risk with getting checked, but if I can get cured right away, that'd be a fucking miracle. So I think it's worth the risk of going to get checked. That's the thing too, you should never really be running in fear of stuff like that, right? Like, God damn it. Why you gotta do that? Alright, let's put this one. I don't know, they keep putting the speed chip, but I don't know why. It's like, I hate the speed chip. It's useless. Doesn't do anything. So why they keep trying to get me to use the speed chips, I don't know. If anyone knows in the chat, they want to put, why does the game keep forcing the speed chips on me? It's fucking annoying. I don't know, I could have swore I had more pets, like one for each of these heroes, and now all my pets appear to be missing. Oh, there they are. So let's give him the reindeer. And, oh wait, no, this guy wanted the reindeer. It'll make him faster, right?
One day you will also become.
No, so I hope everyone else is doing well in Clone Evolution. I know the last few episodes I've been kind of bitching about Clone Evolution a lot, more than usual. I think it's because I'm a little bit down in the dumps. Well, getting dumped and feeling like shit health-wise. Well, that's what I was kind of thinking. It worked out perfect timing. Because if everything worked out great with dating, what kind of shape would I be in now? I'd be in so much rough shape I can't even see anyone. So it kind of worked out for the best. Rather than have to break it off for someone telling them my health is absolute shit. Yeah, we just avoided that whole conversation with a dumping in the advance. So that worked. Yeah, the other thing I was talking to people about is the whole feminism thing. Like, I don't know, I shouldn't make fun of feminism all the time. But I see so many women that become feminists and it completely ruins their life. And I'm like, dear God, man. It's like, didn't you see it coming? Like Like, look at any of these feminists. Do they have any good life that they're offering as an example of why living like that would be something you'd aspire to do? No, it's the same situation. Like, I know this one lady, I won't mention any names. She is like always going to school to try to get smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great and all, but there's one horrible flaw to it. And I don't know if feminists realize it, but it's like in most cases, like 99% of the time, women try to find a guy that's smarter than them, right? Because that makes them happier. It's like, it's a female trait to always find a male that's better than them as a potential mate so that they can be happy, right? It's like genetic into women to try to find a good provider, try to find someone who's like actually good. So that's the thing. I noticed that a lot of women are like, oh, I can't meet a smart guy. I'm going to go to school and get smarter and smarter and smarter. I'm like, well, yeah, that sounds great. But what happens if you become like a nuclear physicist, right? It's like you become one of the smartest people in the world. It's like, how big is your dating pool after that? You might have 10 guys in the entire country that are smarter than you. So you've pretty much dwindled down your potential mates to almost nobody, right? Not to say that you should just live in ignorance, but that's something you kind of got to realize. If you're like going to date someone and you want them to be smarter than you, it's probably not a good idea to get like the greatest education in the planet, because your potential mate population has dwindled down to almost nobody. Yeah, and then you hear them going on about, oh, I can't date anyone because everyone's dumber than me. It's like, well, yeah, most people didn't have time to sit in school their whole life and just like get smarter and smarter and smarter, right? I don't know, like some people like seem like eternal students too, where you go to school until you're like 40s and then you're wondering why you can't meet anyone with a better education degree than you. I don't know, maybe it's a better way to look at it too. Someone with a better education isn't always smarter. So maybe that's the hope. Feminists probably aren't all that bad. All they have to do is find a man that's like street smart, so book smart really won't matter. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure like when other women, like peer pressure groups, ask them, they're like, if you're a doctor, why would you marry a janitor, right? Like they would get mocked by their peers. They'd be like, hey, you're a PhD. Why the hell are you dating a guy that's just a janitor? Makes you look like a dumb woman for doing that. So yeah, that's why I notice I keep meeting all these feminists that they're so upset that they can't find any guys that don't have a better education than they do. Well, that's the ironic part too, is a lot of guys, they used to make up the population in universities in my city, but as time went on and feminism took over, almost no guys go to university. So it's like pretty much your dating pool for finding a PhD is almost zero in this city. And any of the guys that are going to like get a PhD or something, they're leaving the country. They're foreign students, so they have no intention of staying in Canada and marrying anyone. Yeah, so it's quite the phenomenon in Toronto. You find it very often, is you'll go to the bars and you'll find like bars just loaded with like highly educated women, and they're all bitching that they can't find any men smarter than them. I shouldn't mock it. It's kind of a sad situation, but really. I keep recommending to them, hey, maybe you can find a nice cat, right? That seems to be the feminist way. Get so smart that the only person you can stand living with is a cat. Just don't become vegan or you'll be allergic to your cat in no time. Yeah, I shouldn't make fun of it, but I knew this one woman who was like, she became vegan. She couldn't figure out why her body was like breaking down completely. She was becoming allergic to everything. Her getting like autoimmune diseases so bad that she couldn't even go near her cats anymore. So then she started actually like drinking chicken broth because she got so sickly for like months and months and months and she could never heal. She's like, fine, I'm gonna try some chicken broth because chicken soup used to cure me when I was a kid. Fuck, she drank the chicken soup, boom, almost all of her autoimmune diseases went away. She could hang out with her cat again. I was like, yeah, it was amazing what animal products can do for you, right? Not to like completely bash veganism. I know it's great for fasting. I think there's a Jewish fast festival going on today. So all the props to fasting, but I think it's just when you do it too long term, right? Same thing with drinking and smoking. Some people say the occasional one is okay, but if you get carried away with it, boy, It'll ruin your life pretty quick. That's what I should be able to. If there's anyone who can offer advice on how to ruin your life, I should have the expertise in that. I shouldn't have to be like, I'm not a professional. This is one thing I'm a professional at. I better not say that. YouTube will flag me. No, people like often sometimes get carried away with curses. I know in our family we've had like an amulet that's apparently cursed. Demons are apparently even afraid of it, so I don't know. For me, when it comes to objects that are cursed, I really don't even believe in it, so that's one of the things that I don't really care. If someone says something's cursed, I'm like, yeah, right, don't even believe in it. But yeah, someone was sharing some objects, pictures with me today, and I helped translate it to find out what it meant, and it turned out it was cursed, so I was like, holy shit, right? Like, I don't know what it is. I keep meeting people that have like these cursed objects. I wonder if it has something to do with me being cursed as well. And who knows, curse can be maybe a mixed blessing as well, right? As much as this amulet has cursed our family, hey, we're still alive, so, or at least some of us. Oh damn, are we dying already? Sons of whores. Not that there's anything wrong with that. No, one of the discussions I was talking about today too was if the ancients or the gods were against people mining gold or if they're for people mining gold. And I was just thinking, like, all the ancient mysteries and texts I've read, it's always about the ancient aliens or gods trying to force people to mine gold for them. So when it comes to like stopping mining gold, it's like, yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good idea. But at the same time, this idea that like we're not meant to mine gold, I'm not so sure about that. I'm pretty sure it's like genetically ingrained in humanity. We just crave gold like no one's business. Alright, let's try swapping this one, see if it makes any difference. Yeah, so people are wondering if I'm for or against gold mining. It's like, I can't stand gold mining operations. I think a lot of cases they destroy the land, they destroy the water, and it's all for like a vanity project, trying to collect more metals for the fucking immortals. I don't know, most people might have noticed this. I don't know, like, there's like this World Bank whistleblower named Karen. Fucking hell, man. I'm not going to play this level anymore, man. It's pissing me off so badly, I'm almost like ready to turn the game off. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why are we... Oh, it's because the 3-star buy fell. It's not possible to beat this. I was wondering what the fuck was going on. Alright, so we'll put that in there. Try that. Oh yeah, another thing that we had that was cursed in our family, my mom picked up an antique footstool somewhere. And then I flipped the footstool over to see what was with it because it looked a little bit weird. Turns out it wasn't really a footstool, but it was like a witch's altar, and it had like some cloth like stitched onto it to make it seem like a footstool. But when I flipped it upside down, I found like this pentagram symbol on the bottom of it, and I checked it out and it matches like some early furniture company in the Americas. So I was like, what the hell, man? Why was furniture companies making like witches altars and disguising it as a footstool? It's kind of fucked up. So I don't know if this footstool's cursed, but if the symbol on it has anything to indicate, yes, I believe it is cursed. God, man, that pisses me off. We just can't win this battle. Let's bring in Hermes. Or no, let's bring in this chick. Maybe I'll do it. I really wish I had Wind of Fury back. If I had Wind of Fury, I'd bring her in, and we would just be healing like crazy. There'd be no way this team could beat us. Alright, so what I'll do is bring in the blue chick and swap out for fire. I think that'll do it. Because then we can hit them harder, right? Come on, where's the healing when you need it, right? So we got this healer, doesn't heal our team, we're jack shit. Come on, healer, start healing. We're almost all dead. What's taking so long? Oh, we are all dead. Thanks, healer, for nothing. Fucking can't even heal the team. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Now, I was trying to get a paranormal topic show going this Friday, and looks like we got a guest all lined up. It's going to be about ley lines. And I don't know, hopefully the show goes better this time, because if it's another half hour of fucking technical glitches to start off the show, I'll be pissed, like royally. So I think after when I'm done recording today, instead of doing any video editing, oh yeah, that's the thing. If anyone's wondering why my video editing projects fell apart, and I haven't been able to concentrate at all. Got this ulcerative colitis symptoms, totally clouding my judgment. I can't even look at my computer barely without getting blurry eyes, so it's annoying. Hey Zahid, how's it going? Another banger. Alright, so yeah, we're getting our asses wiped in this battle. Let's try... Fucking hell, man. What is the problem here? Yeah, we just can't heal. That's the problem. So if we can't heal, let's bring him in, see if it actually does anything. Doubt it will, but he does heal, it seems. Hey, 3 viewers. Thanks everyone for tuning in. How is everyone doing lately? Holy fuck, man. That kid died in like 1 hit. You idiot. Yeah, trying to think what else was I going to talk about on today's show. I had so many topics at the beginning lined up. Holy fuck, dead again. You stupid piece of shit, man. Fucking can't stand this game. Now, I really need to get some new heroes in the game, because I'm getting so sick of the team that I have. I can't even look at them. It just makes me want to throw up. It's like I spent all this year, like year and a half of my life, trying to build a good team, and my team is fucking garbage. It's like I really don't even want to look at them. It's fucking sickening. Alright, let's try this. Maybe we can freeze some people and then kill them. That'll be the secret. Yeah, we froze someone right off the bat. Take that, you fuckers. Yeah, so does anyone else believe in curses? Or do you think it's like all in your head? If people like actually believe they're cursed, it makes the curse that much stronger. Whereas if maybe they don't believe in curses, the curse won't have as much power over them as they hoped. Yeah, like our whole team is just dizzy. We can't heal. This is just fucked. Fuck this shit. I'm hitting refresh. I can't even stand looking at it anymore. If I do, I'll fucking smash the desk. God, man, that fucking bullshit just pissed me off so much. I didn't even want to look at it anymore. Fuck it. Oh yeah, and that was one of the questions that came up in the Facebook group. People noticed that all their tickets vanished. Fuck, all my tickets vanished too. And they're like thinking it's a glitch. But no, this thing was telling you if you don't use up all your tickets right away, they'll just take them all from you. So if you're wondering why all your tickets are gone, you didn't even use them, the game took them away. It's not a glitch. It's part of how it works. So fuck this shit. I guess we gotta go through these battles because they're gonna take all our tickets away. Oh, which reminds me, they gave me some rewards for like how far I made it in this arena, and the arena awards were pretty good. So I'm starting to like this battle system, at least for the rewards. It sucks that it's all pet rewards. I noticed when I soup the pets up, it really doesn't do anything. I know it's supposed to, but maybe once they get really higher level. So let's use up all these tickets first. I'm not going to waste all these tickets by not using them anymore. I was hoping we could save the red tickets, but no, you can't save those either. The game will just take them away from you. Alright. So what else was... Oh yeah, we had jets flying all over our city for the past week. They're preparing for some big air show. Which is kind of neat. I used to go to air shows all the time when I was a kid. I was talking about how I got to sit inside some of the best like planes, antiques, and modern ones, just in like hangars and stuff, and watching them fly at air shows. One of my old stepdads used to be a pilot, so I got to fly a little bit, even got to try flying a plane. I actually got to try flying a plane before I tried even driving a car. So I know that's one of the things I did in reverse. I learned how to fly before I learned how to drive a car. Not to say that I actually landed the plane or anything. I just got a chance to fly it around in the sky for a while. Because one of the private planes that he had like double steering wheels. So it's like the pilot could fly or the co-pilot. So he would just take his hands away and be like, alright, you can take the wheel for a few seconds, try it out, see what you think. I was definitely not supposed to do nosedives because, yeah, the plane we were flying in was such an antique that if you tried to do like barrel rolls or nosedives, the wings would just snap off. So I don't know how smart it was to let me fly the plane, but it was fun. We didn't crash. Yeah, let's try it. Now let's just go with the easy one. I'm sick of losing today. Done enough losing for a lifetime. Oh yeah, if anyone's wondering the big Intellivision Amico news, they did bring it to a Boomer festival, or place, whatever it was, and they played it outdoors, and people said it was working, where it didn't have bad lag anymore. They said the only issue they found with it is that the controllers wouldn't sync properly, so hopefully they're able to work that out. But now I'm happy for Tommy, because I know he's been probably under a shitload of stress, taking millions of dollars from crowdfunding and just keep failing to deliver his promises. That's where I was always like, I'm never going to crowdfund any of my ideas because I don't want that kind of stress. That was the other thing I noticed when I was at work the other day, and the slightest stress is actually like physically having an effect on me, where it's like all of a sudden I get sick to my stomach and I get weaker. So it's like I really got to watch stress. For some reason stress is like killing me. And I was thinking that's actually one of the symptoms of ulcerative colitis or whatever it's called. So that's another reason why I was thinking that's the direction that I'm looking at, because hopefully that's all I got, or some sort of cyst that they can remove. Whatever it is, hopefully things go for the best. Now I've gotten mixed results actually. When I was talking to people about the different conditions they've had, they said sometimes you get the cysts removed out of your bowel and it's fine, like you just heal right away. But then another guy died a few days later, so it is a little bit freaky. I think it's one of those things that can go really good or it could go really bad, depending who it is that's doing the surgery, I guess. And in Canada, it's probably going to be like close to volunteers or students, because when it comes to Canadian healthcare, you get the quality that you pay for. So if you're paying nothing, you're going to get pretty much like bottom of the fucking tier healthcare. That's the one thing that scares me about Canadian healthcare. Even if you're rich, you still gotta wait in line and get bottom tier healthcare. That's why like so many people leave to go to the States. What'd they say, like 50,000 people every year just from my province alone have to travel to the States to get proper healthcare, because in Canada it's a shit show. It's socialist, or what is it, communist, whatever you want to call it. Free garbage healthcare. Oh well, I shouldn't keep calling it garbage because I'm going to be ending up in the hospital soon. So I should really be speaking very highly of it. It's amazing. Alright, I don't know why I spawned those up. Now I'm fucked and I have to try to train someone. Totally forgot where I was going there. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to whatever it is, getting my stomach issues straightened out, and if they are, and I get back to like some normal concentration levels, I can get the editing done on my projects. Because God, it'd be nice to be able to concentrate on stuff again. I haven't really been able to concentrate except for small, brief time periods ever since my concussion. Concentration has just been totally shot. If I had to rate my concentration level out of a scale of like 1 out of 100, I'd be at like -5. It's like I've never even knew this low of concentration was even possible. Which is kind of ironic, because before my accident, I was like one of the most concentrated persons ever. Like if I had to rate my concentration before, it was like 100 out of 100. I had like super concentration. People would always be like, wow man, you can concentrate on shit like amazing. Alright, let's go Fighters Carnival. Come on, Fighters Carnival. Can't even find it. There we go. Alright, we need to do some battle winning big time. And they're gonna face us against all level 300 people. You just watch. Alright, we can beat the Feminizer. That's good. Let's try if we can beat Demetrius. Sorry, Lelanders. Oh, we're getting close. Let's try the Feminizer again. I know that's not really his name. Stella! Now, I shouldn't even say that I don't dislike, or that I hate feminists, because actually most feminists I find really hot. So, it's not like I really hate them that much. I just think their whole philosophy in life is pretty flawed. And whose isn't? We're all searching for the ultimate life choices, but no one can seem to find them. Oh shit, we're almost at 2,000. Oh, come on, are all the easy people gone? We need some more Lelanders. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, people, I shouldn't be killing my own guild here. I'm horrible. Oh, there's Feminizer. Yes! Right, so we defeated the Feminizer. That's good. Or it's Fezmeister. Sorry, Fez. No, I think what it gets me with the feminist movement, I see the same thing with the vegan movement. It literally robs women of their only chance to have a family of their own. Like the vegan movement, it lowers their testosterone, or not testosterone, hormones so low that they can't even have a menstrual cycle anymore. And then that vegan guru in California likes to teach people that you don't need to have a menstrual cycle, even if you're like a young woman. They teach that it's a toxin that needs to be removed from the body. So I was like, I always thought that was really fucked up philosophy, like teaching women to damage their bodies so bad that they can't even have kids. That's fucked up, right? I even watched CNN. They published this one article, and they're trying to convince young women to wait to their 50s to have kids, because they're saying that in modern times that women will be able to have kids later and later and later, which I don't even know if that's really true. For something, to me, that sounds a little fishy, right? If you're telling women to wait to their 50s to have kids, I'm pretty sure what you're telling them is just to wait till it's too late. I know like the modern woman philosophy is that you don't need men, or you don't need anyone to help you, that you can do everything on your own. But even men and women alike, I've seen what happens when you get like in bad situations. Like either you get dementia, you get injured, or something else happens where your body's just not functioning properly anymore. God damn, do you ever need people. And if you don't have any family to help you that you raised, you're pretty much up shit's creek without a paddle, right? So I know I'm one to talk, because when I get really bad, I'm going to be fucked as well, because I don't have any family to fall back on. But I guess it's where I come from. It's where I'm trying to warn people not to make the same mistake I did. If you don't start a family and you have no one to help you, you're going to be fucked. Especially if you rely on the government. The government will just throw you in an old folks home and toss the key away. And they'll release viruses and then poison you. So yeah, the odds of like survival with the government, I think, what did they say? The average life span for someone committed to an old folks home is 4 years or less. So that's why I was always very skeptical on the news when they're like, everyone in the old folks homes is dying. I'm like, yeah, no shit, it's an old folks home. They always are dying. They have one of the highest mortality rates anywhere, right? Like, so it's like when it's like a big shocker that everyone in the old folks home is dying, it's like, what did you expect? Them to live hundreds of years there? It's fucked up. I don't know if anyone else, like the Canadian government, what they started to do on the news was they started to like take all the stories that already happened and then reframe them as like something new that's happening that you should be terrified of. Like they would go on about like forest fires in the Amazon or something. They're like, oh god, these forest fires in the Amazon, they're so horrible, they've never happened before. And then you look it up and it's like, god, these forest fire burnings have been happening for decades. It's nothing new. Same thing with the Australia fires. They're like, oh god, Australia, it's having fires. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. Australia has fires every fucking fire season. That's why they call it fire season. And they're like trying to convince people that it's never happened before. It's something you should pay more tax just try to stop. It's like, God, what the hell are you talking about? Oh yeah, and then Canada this year, they kept trying to convince everyone that it's so hot that we need to pay more carbon tax. What do you know? Canada had the fucking coldest winter on record, or coldest summer on record, and coldest winter on record. So lying sons of bitches, they keep going on the media trying to fucking trick everyone into more carbon taxes with bullshit lies. Like, I tried to swim in my pool yesterday. It's fucking summer. God, it was like ice. It felt like I was swimming in a fucking river of ice. It's like I went into the pool, I just huddled into a little ball and like tried to not move to try to preserve heat, to let myself adjust to the water temperature, and it didn't work well. I did reach the point where I could like swim, but I'm like, man, my limbs are like numb, like they have frostbite. So I'm like, holy shit, this is not a good water temperature to be swimming in. And last year, even last year was way hotter. We were swimming till like the end of October. So it's like, yeah, it's fucking freezing compared to what it used to be. Yeah, well, every time you turn on the news, they'll be like, oh, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. We swear it's hot. Pay more carbon tax. It's like, fuck you, news. Now, even my one friend on Facebook, she was going on about how, like, tornadoes are worse than ever, worse than ever. Like, where are you reading this, right? If you look in the 1980s, tornadoes were way worse than the past. We're looking at, like, hundreds of tornadoes each year. This year, or most commonly now, might get 10 or 20 tornadoes. That's not fucking hundreds of tornadoes, right? I don't know where we're getting this ideas that all of a sudden tornadoes are worse in Canada. It's like, no, they're fucking not. It's like what my school used to do, because we were in school in the 80s when tornadoes actually were still occurring, like lots of them. And they would get us to hide in the basement like a fire drill. And we had to practice hiding under desks in the basement, or like hiding in a hallway in the basement with no windows, so that we were ready for when the tornadoes came. But they don't do those drills anymore. Why? Because we hardly have any tornadoes. We used to have hundreds every year. Now it's just like 10 tops. So this idea that tornadoes have somehow gotten worse and we should be paying more carbon tax, it's like, fuck that bullshit. Can't stand hearing this fucking catastrophism. But then again, it's always the prophecy where everything's going to turn the opposite. You know, as one of the weird opposites I was noticing is back when I was a kid, if you wanted to like talk to a Playboy celebrity, impossible. Because like really, what could you do? You could write a pen pal letter to them or something and pray that they might answer the letter instead of just throwing the mail in the garbage. And even if you had their address, like what are the odds that you had a Playboy model's address and you could send them a letter? So now I find myself, I'm on the internet and I'm having discussions with people, and I'm talking with Stormy Maya, for God's sakes. She's asking like advice from her fans about same thing. She has the whole feminist idea. She's like, oh, I came out of a broken marriage, and how I'm trying to improve my life is to get infinite amounts of money, get a huge promising career, and then try to find a guy to marry. I was like, you really think that plan is going to work? And I'm like, dear God, if you get all that shit, you won't need a man anymore, because no man is going to have a better career than you. He's not going to have more money than you, and he won't have as much fame and celebrity as you. So it's like, if you go ahead and like build a perfect life before you meet the man, are you really going to find any man attractive? Because you won't need them for anything. You already have everything. So that's why I kind of realized my grandparents gave me the same warning when I was growing up. They noticed I was making the same mistake. They're always like, how come you're not married yet? How come you're not married yet? I'm like, well, I'm trying to improve my life to get it amazing and then get married. And then they're like, why the hell would you do that? And I'm like, well, doesn't that seem like the logical choice? And they're like, God, no. They're like, in old Europe, how it worked is two people got married that needed each other to help each other to build a really good life. And then once they accomplish that good life together, the marriage tend to stay, because they're like, hey, we worked so hard together to make this thing work. Why would we throw it all away, right? So there was like a sort of investment involved. So that's where I think in modern age, we're always trying to create perfection and then get married. So it's like we're wondering why the marriages don't work. Well, A, you created something amazing before you got married, and then if you do get married, it only risks breaking it apart. Like anything great you created, the marriage will probably destroy it. Why? Because two people didn't work together to create it, so the one person doesn't give a shit about the other. So I don't know, not to offer marriage advice, but dear God, I started to mention that to Stormy Maya. I'm like, hey, it's like my grandparents said this, and she kind of laughed, and she's like, yeah, but yeah, that kind of does make sense in a way. Or she's paraphrased it something like that, but I just found it so weird. We're living in the world of opposites. If I wake up one day and I want to have a conversation with Playboy models, I can just type the messages. And it's weird how often they respond. I'm used to the generation where we're isolationists, where you never get to communicate with your idols or celebrities. So yeah, it's really the world of opposites, and I'm getting used to it more and more. I can't just keep fighting it. It's like when the wind comes and blows all your leaves away, can you really fight it, or should you really just go with the wind? That's happened to me a few times in landscaping, where the boss will hire you and he's like, hey, you gotta go clean up this pile of leaves. It's like if you're trying to clean up a pile of leaves in a hurricane and you try to rake it against the wind, it's not going to work, because every time you do, the wind will just blow the pile away, right? Can you like get pissed off and be like, oh, I hate the wind and stuff, or just try to figure out which direction the wind is going and rake with it, and hopefully it's not swirling wind. Because yeah, there comes a time in life where it's you versus nature, and nature wins every time. Nature is undefeated, hasn't lost to mankind once yet. In billions of years, right? Yeah, so I wish Stormy Maya the best of luck. Hopefully she can find a man to get married before she builds the perfect life, but we'll see what happens. I know it's easier said than done. Yeah, see, that's the same thing with all these ladies that start becoming like feminists, trying to build the perfect life, and then they go to try to find a man and they're like, they can't, because now their peer group is going to criticize them unless they find someone that's smarter and more wealthy. And that pool of people that's smarter and more wealthy than Stormy Maya, God, can you imagine being her trying to find a mate or a husband or wife? She's probably looking at a pool of maybe 20 people that have more money or fame than her. And what are the odds that those 20 people are actually still single? Most of them probably got married to reach that point, because then they had two people working together and they're actually able to accomplish it. Oh yeah, and that was the other experiment. I don't know, I was listening to Tim Pool's show the other day. Let's see how many victories we got. I really doubt we got 150, but... Alright, so we're at 90, so we're nowhere close. We gotta keep doing more. Tim Pool is talking about one of the experiments. Oh, here it is. Yes! Where the scientists wanted to figure out what would happen to a colony of mice if they gave them everything they wanted. Like just infinite food, no stress. They could just like lay on the beach all day and get fat. So guess what happened to the mice? It completely destroyed their colony. They said that the mice became so accustomed to having no stress in their life that the slightest amount of stress would cause them to have a panic attack and die, or to like freak out and start like attacking the other mice. So they said normally, like if a mouse saw a cat, it would like run away. And in this situation, if they introduced a cat, the mice would freak out so bad that they would start killing the other mice. I was like, what the hell happened to these mice? It was the Utopia experiment. I think that's what they called it, the mice Utopia experiment. So then all the scientists started to realize that unless the mice had some sort of challenge in life, where they had to try to get the food, or they had to try to survive and deal with stress, that the worse and worse and worse they got. So they actually came up with the conclusion that human society would probably face the same thing. If our society got so easy that we never had to try to get food, and that money was just given to us automatically, that eventually our entire society would collapse, because we would have no ability to take criticism. Like the slightest insult would just freak people out and you kill each other. Which is kind of funny because you see that happening in the US so often now. Is that's what they did. They created the ultimate like welfare state where everyone can just stay home, never have to work, just get all the money and food and everything they could ever want. And yeah, then the society starts to collapse. I shouldn't laugh at society collapse. It's actually a form of stress relief. I don't want to get an aneurysm over it, so I just laugh instead. No, so I've been talking to a few people about coming on the podcast lately. Got a guest coming up on Friday. We're going to be going over some of his September 11th research. I kind of wanted to get the show ready in time for September 11th. But in hindsight, it kind of makes more sense to do it after. Because if you do it right on September 11th, it is kind of like cheeseball, right? You're almost starting to like milk the memory of like a horrible tragedy. So yeah, let's just wait till a little bit after September 11th, and it's not that bad. Let's hope. Because I know I still got post-traumatic stress about 9/11, so probably not doing it on the anniversary was a good idea. And a lot of the information that he's going to be sharing on the show, I've only scratched the surface of. So it will be one of those shows where I'll be learning at the same time. So if anyone's wondering how I get all this information about wild topics and stuff and where I get it from, you can take part in it firsthand as well. Not to say it's like an educational seminar or anything, but no, I often get, when I started doing podcasts, that's when I started to just learn the most. Getting people with information about subjects I want to learn about and talking to them on a podcast, I found was one of the best ways for me to learn. I think that's why Joe Rogan does it too. Everyone was talking about that on Tim Pool the other day. They're like, why the hell does Joe Rogan still do his podcast? Like literally, he already has all the fame he could ever imagine like that he would want. He already has all the money that he could ever want. Unless he's trying to like top Bezos or something, but still, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already close to that. Because dear God, man, just from the money from his podcasting, can you imagine like all of his other endeavors? If he actually did anything in crypto or who knows what else he could have invested in. Yeah, so people are asking that, like, what is driving Joe Rogan these days? And I think what it is same thing. He's got a quest for knowledge. So what he does is he tries to get guests on his show that he can learn from. And I know it's not always the case. Sometimes they'll just get comedians on and get hammered and laugh and joke for an episode, but a lot of times he does get like academics that talk about subjects that he wants to learn. So that's all I'll be looking for. Not that I want to ditch clone evolution because I don't really learn too much, but it'll be a nice change of pace. A show where I get to relax and play video games, and then a show where I'm actually going back to learning some stuff like documentary style. Yeah, so maybe people can put it in the chat. Do they actually believe in curses at all? If they found out something that they have is cursed, would they just get rid of it or keep it anyways because they don't believe in a curse? For me, I kind of went the complete 180. Instead of getting rid of the cursed object, I made thousands of copies of them, and now I have a whole bunch of copies of the cursed object. I shouldn't laugh about that. Here I'm such bad health situation. I'm joking about being cursed. Hopefully not at all related. Yeah, so what is everyone else looking forward to the scroll thing too? Does anyone have enough scrolls that they're going to try to get Santa next scroll event? I think that's what I'll do is I'll probably just go for Santa because I really only want the Santa fragments. Those are really the only fragments I need, so... Well, not only, but only the ones I can get from that. Oh, and I did get some other bad news I forgot to mention. Remember how we were trying to unlock Anderson and he's on the Vibram store? Looks like our quest failed. We did not get enough Vibram tokens to buy him before he's going to be gone. So, oh well. Live and learn. Too bad we didn't save our tokens, but... Alright, so let's take a look at the other situation we got. Collect that. The other situation we're looking at, like, look, we got the Vibram token situation. We needed 36, and we'll be lucky if we get to like 20 something. So we were pretty close, but we didn't do it. Tavern, yeah, will give us 3. Oh, we can get 6. Just, oh no, we're not getting 6. We're only getting 3 because we're not unlocking those. So we'll get 3 from that, and then this will get 3. Yeah, so we'll get 6 Vibram tokens total. Alright, let's show what, who was it was telling us? Oh yeah, Regal. Regal was saying if you go to the training center, pick the hero you want to see. Oh, you fucking whore. And you can't see them if they're linked. Like a piece of shit. Why am I not surprised you can't? Let's try that. Oh, now we can. Good. Alright, so he said click the muscle man in the top. But I don't see that anywhere. So we'll click this here. Where was it? Yeah, we did give Sekhmet another star up. Does anyone see it on the screen? He said, fuck man, oh here it is. Upgrade to 8. When the battle begins, increase all of your units' attack by 30%, critical damage by 50 for 4 rounds. And at the start of each round, if the enemy unit has ignition or lust is that thing that, what's his name, Tengu does. Then you increase your own hero's attack power by 20% till the end of the battle. So this is where I think lust actually might come in handy. Before it's been completely useless. So we're gonna pop in the red hero to get her upgraded to a red star. And in order to do that, let's check how close we are. We're looking for... We just got a few more peace frags to go. And then we'll have to get, what's his name? Catholic Hero. I don't think we have any copies of Catholic Hero. So that's who we'll be working on. I'll try to put him on the casino so we can win some Catholic Heroes. Oh yeah, we do have a Catholic Hero right there. So we got one already. Let's just double check. I don't think we have the other ones.
Only in fairy tales does the one you love tell you.
If we did, that'd be epic, but... Yeah, so no gold Catholic Hero. And no purple Catholic Heroes. So we're 2 Catholic Heroes away, basically, from getting Sekhmet upgraded. So what I'll have to do is put Catholic Hero on the casino wheel. And we'll have to do some spins. And hopefully we can win them. But we won't do that until we collect the Trump. After we get Trump, then we'll switch it to Catholic Hero. So that'll be coming up then. If the event center keeps going well and we win the Hunger Games, then I'll be able to shop, buy this person, and get Genie attached. So once we get Genie cloned up, that'll be nice. And if anyone's wondering who we bet on Collator again. Sadly, I missed the previous round's betting. Fucking son of a bitch. I fucking can't stand the Hunger Games, man. Like, really? Put a timer here, or not here. Put a little red dot that shows when you're supposed to bet. Be like, come on, bet before the bet runs out. Because I don't know how many times I log in to check and I miss it. It's so annoying. Because really, that's the only thing I need in the game. And if I keep missing it over and over again, it's almost like I just want to quit the game. I'm like, oh fuck, missed it again. I should quit the game. Oh fuck, missed it again. I should just quit the game. So that's what I was thinking. If Clone Evolution's like, hey, why are so many people quitting the game? Maybe change some of the things that piss people off and just make them want to quit the game. Oh, and that was the other thing. I keep trying to collect the dungeon things, and I'm so full, and I can't get rid of the chips. So it's like, yeah, I keep collecting all these gold chips and all these, and I can't use them for anything. So it just fills up your inventory with garbage you can't use. So that's really where Clone Evolution, what they need to do is create a new icon that's called the Trade Terminal. It's actually a thing from Entropia. And what the Trade Terminal is, instead of a store where you buy stuff, it's another store, but you can sell your items. So any items you keep banking in the game that you can't use, you can just sell them into the store and they'll give you some currency back. Either gold, purple jewels, whatever the hell they want to give us. But either way, we need a place that we can sell the items. I don't know why they don't have anywhere you can sell the items. You know, it seems like a very basic concept, right? Like you think of any role-playing game that we've played over our lives, they always have a store where you can sell the items, right? So I don't understand why Clone Evolution doesn't have that. Maybe they will add it in the future. Definitely hoping so. Because it's really annoying once you like build up all these chips from the dungeon, you can't use them anymore. So what I actually started to do is I just started giving like random stupid heroes that I never use and gave them chips so I can just start leveling them up. Because I have no other way to burn these items, and yeah, if they fill up your inventory, you can't get rid of them any other way. So yeah, if anyone thinks that's a good idea, maybe try messaging Clone Evolution, see if they can get that shit on the road. Because I would like to be able to sell my items, get rid of them. Alright, so let's do some more battles, see if we can win. We're not really going for points, we're just trying to rake up the amount of victories we need. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been thinking about the world situation that we're not allowed to talk about. And I noticed like science is like so primitive when it comes to understanding how flus and viruses work. They almost know nothing at this point, right? It's almost like cavemen like hitting their heads against the wall. They have no concept of how anything works. Which is kind of funny because I don't even believe in the caveman theory, but... Now the main reason I don't believe in the caveman theory is a lot of cases you look at early human history and they're building fucking pyramids and shit, like stuff that's more advanced than we can even build today. So where do we get this idea that there was all these cavemen everywhere? I think what it is there was primitive people that were in like caves doing paintings, but who knows if that was the only civilization, right? Like sometimes like teenagers, they'll go and spray paint graffiti on a fence. Does that mean our entire society was just teenagers graffitiing stuff? Or does that mean some were and some were actually more advanced? So this whole idea that we had a phase in life where everyone was cavemen, I highly doubt it. Holy shit, we even won that battle. No, I got off my train of thought there. I really got to stop being like Kanye West and letting things derail my train of thought so easily. Stay on track, man. Holy shit, we made it up to 2100. Well, I was thinking I could do is just rapidly click this until it's all over, right? If we lose, who cares? If we win, great. Just get these 100 victories under our belt. There's a victory. She'll beat us. Oh yeah, so if anyone else needs help with the arena, just let me know in the chat. I can try to do some arena help. I've got over 1,000 tickets, well, 1,000 on the button now. So I should be able to help anyone that needs extra help in this. Whoops. Yeah, it's weird. Every time I'm like all day, I'm not tired, not tired, not tired. As soon as I start streaming Clone Evolution, I start to yawn. I think it's because I've done a lot of this stuff so many times before that it does feel super repetitive and it makes me just want to fall asleep. So that's the key. If I can't sleep at night, I just got to play some Clone Evolution. I'll get so tired that I can't even stay awake. Now, I kind of felt bad today too. The one person I know is trying to find out about this item they had and what was about, if it was a good luck charm or not. Finding out it was cursed was like really bad news, so I kind of really felt bad at telling them, but still at the same time, I don't want to tell them a lie and just be like, oh yeah, this thing's like great for you. It's sort of like if you have bad news to tell someone. Do you try to sugarcoat it and hide it, or just break the news and be like, look, I wish it was good news, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's heard the different prophecies about everyone coming back to Turtle Island to get along. It's not going so well on some of the islands in Canada where we're trying to mix all the cultures together in a high school. There was another brawl this week where everyone's segregated into their own cultures, like First Nations people on one side versus all the Europeans versus all the Syrians or whatever, and they're just battling it out in the high schools, and now it's come to blows, not only with fists, but they started pulling knives on each other. So it's like, yeah, like this whole idea that Canada is a paradise and everyone gets along, it's not going so well. And the government is trying to cover it up, like publishing the story about what happened at the school, but almost leaving all the information out. So now it's leaving like people to like ask in the chat, like, okay, there was a horrible thing that happened at the school, but what was it? The news won't even tell people anymore. They're so ashamed of like the disaster that they built that they can't even acknowledge that it didn't work. But when I was thinking about it too, it is the Turtle Island prophecy that everyone's supposed to struggle and then we'll work together in the end. So it kind of does make sense that it's not going over so well at first. Hopefully by the end of like a few generations of this, well, that's the thing. I don't even know if generations and generations passing is making it any better or worse. Because at first I was thinking, oh, it's just a matter of time. All the generations will pass. But more and more generations keep passing. It just keeps getting worse and worse. So this idea that the trend is just going to somehow reverse at some point, let's hope. But it does remind me of the prophecy where someone's going to have to do something drastic in order to like go do a vision quest, speak to the creator, find out what's supposed to happen to aid it along so that it isn't such a shit show. God, they keep wanting me to fight that one girl. It's like, I don't want to fight her. Just give it a rest. God, playing Clone Evolution, I can't stay awake. It's because I'm just clicking the same shit over and over again. And it's not really fun to do. Yeah, it's going to be wild to like put Clone Evolution down and not play it again. I can't believe that Suki was able to build their team to level 400 and just walk away. Now that's what you call dedication to life, right? You're like, this huge project that I worked on for years, just going to ditch it. Guys, you got to watch women like that. No, I'm just kidding. No, it is a good trait though. If you can just cut yourself clean and not get too attached to things, it can help avoid some anxiety separation, that's for sure. Or separation anxiety. Holy shit, we made it up to 8,000. Or well over 8,100. Ugh. God, come on, man. I gotta do something in the game that's gonna wake me up. I'm almost thinking I gotta go crack a beer, but I don't know if that's actually gonna help wake me up either. Chug the beer. Will this actually become entertaining? Or is it just gonna be still boring as fuck? Alright, let's see how many victories that was. Oh, fuck. Well, we're not that far away. That's good. We're almost done. Alright, so before we beat any of these more victories, let's get a quick message from my vaporizer and we'll come back and try some more victories. Alright, welcome back everyone. Now if anyone's wondering if I'm still working on making a video about the vaporizer and sending it out to some YouTubers, like what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to make a video on how to use it, how to collect the vapor oil from it, and talk about how long it takes to make it. Because I know it's a lot of people ask me, they're like, holy shit, that chamber in your vaporizer there, that oil looks really good, and that's just like the camera version. The real oil that it makes is orange and not red, and it's way thicker, sort of like honey oil, literally. But yeah, so I'll do a video about that, and then once that video is complete, then I can send the vaporizer out to a YouTuber who likes to review vaporizer units, because I'll be able to share the video with them and be like, hey, when you take my vaporizer and do a review on it, make sure you use it properly. So I'll make the video on how to use it properly. Oh yeah, and then there were some other people that were telling me that they're going to give me a hand trying to get like the legal aspects and the paperwork for the vaporizer to actually be able to sell it legally. I'm still skeptical that I'll be able to do it that way, but we'll see. I'm still thinking I might just have to give them away. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and that was the bad news. I don't know if anyone heard the news, but Norm Macdonald died. And if anyone doesn't know who Norm Macdonald was, he was like one of the best comedians from Saturday Night Live. Like back when Saturday Night Live wasn't absolute garbage. Yeah, it used to be a good show to watch, and Norm Macdonald was one of the comedians that made it happen. I don't know if that was like back in the 80s when he was on, but dear God, was he ever funny. And he was so funny because he could take a serious tone, like dress up as like a news reporter and do a completely serious story, but it just sounded ridiculous, and he could say it with a straight face, and he'd make it so convincing, like he actually believed it. So yeah, he was one of those comedians, like dear God, he was like one of my favorite comedians. So it's really sad that I heard that he died, and I think apparently he was fighting a long battle with cancer that he never told anyone about. So yeah, praying for his family and friends. If anyone wants to see some hilarious Saturday Night Live episodes, look at the ones with Norm Macdonald. God, man, he was so funny. That's what I think I'm going to try to do in life, is I'm going to try to focus on watching more comedy these days, just so I can cheer myself up instead of watching the news. Because really, if you watch CNN all day, I think CNN can literally make you sick. Like, it'll put you in such a bad mood, and you'll be so scared and so afraid and so many negative vibes that you could probably actually get sick from it. Not to offer medical advice, but I know with my conditions, where stress makes me feel worse and sicker, that yeah, if I watch CNN, it's literally killing me. So yeah, I gotta try to switch that and watch more positive comedy shows. Maybe I'll try to get into watching Norm Macdonald's old material. Because dear God, it's been so long since I watched a lot of his comedy skits, I really don't remember any of it. Like, not the details, just like, if I hear a joke, I'm like, oh yeah, sometimes it'll trigger a memory, but I definitely didn't memorize all of his work. Not even close. I'm trying to think of any movies that Norm went on to make, but I don't think he got into movies, or I could be wrong about that. He was pretty much one of those comedians that went to Saturday Night Live, and his career never exploded after Saturday Night Live like the other comedians did. Or it could be wrong, maybe he just did movies about a genre I never really watched. Or I watched it and just totally forgot. It's probably more of that. So if anyone has any memories that they remember Norm Macdonald for, if they want to put it in the chat too. I can't remember what all skits he used to do on Saturday Night Live. I know he was good at the news. He was a great news anchor. Oh yeah, and Pat and Ian. What was it, Pat? What was weird, because I heard that it was Pat that went to the Boomer Festival to try the Amico, but when he did the show today, he was trying to say that it was someone he knew that went. So I don't know if that was just code for him going, or it actually wasn't him that went. So apparently people are actually playing the Amico and it's working now, so we'll see what happens with that. I know a lot of people are saying the new Intellivision Amico is going to bomb, but that's what everyone said about the Nintendo Switch. And Nintendo Switch went on to prove them all wrong. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of YouTubers too. They used to rip on the Nintendo Switch after they came out with that trailer advertising it. They're like, who in their right mind would buy a Nintendo Wii with a screen built to it? Because that's essentially what the Switch is. It's like a highly underpowered console. It's like 20-year-old technology crammed together with a screen that plays like really old-fashioned games. But what do you know? It fucking sold like hotcakes. So that's what I was thinking. Like, everyone's making fun of the Intellivision, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if they end up selling out and becoming billionaires. Just to prove all the haters wrong. Do I think the Intellivision Amico is a good console? God, no. If I had to rank it, it's the worst idea I've ever seen. But yeah, it's the thing with today's society. Everything's the opposite. So you can take something that's absolute trash and have it succeed. Now, I'm kind of interested to see how review people would actually review my vaporizer and if they would hate it. Because I wouldn't actually mind to see people hate it. That'd be kind of funny as well. Like, God, this thing sucks. The only thing I'd be worried about, yeah, that's what the one person was telling me, that if I sell my vaporizer, what I should do is sell it the same way that the company that makes the vaporizer does. And they sell it as a potpourri machine. They don't actually sell it as a vaporizer. It's just people buy it and then use it as a vaporizer, even though it's meant to be used for potpourri. Like incense or whatever. That's what tobacco shops or head shops used to do in the city before, in Canada, before weed was legal. They would sell all the pipes, all the bongs, all the smoking weed material, and they would just say it was for tobacco. So if you ever went into the store and you asked them, hey, can I buy a pipe for weed? They'd be like, oh God, no. But you can buy this pipe and put tobacco in it. Everyone's like, put pipe tobacco in it? And they're like, no. Just regular tobacco. I was like, oh, who does that? And it's like, no one was. It was just their excuse to sell it. So who knows? Maybe that's what'll happen with the vaporizer. I'll sell it as an incense burner. It would be kind of neat if I could unload them, because yeah, I could definitely use the money. Try to get my place up north fixed up. I don't know, I used to have a lot of friends up north. I don't know who's all staying there still. Alright, let's see how many victories we're at now. I don't think it's enough, but let's check. Oh shit, we did it. Holy shit, we were way over the amount we needed. Alright, so we got it. Victory. Now, if anyone's wondering if my arms are getting a little bit flabby, it's like, yeah, ever since I quit smoking the weed, I don't have the energy to be working out. Usually that's the one thing I loved about weed, is it always gave me the energy to go to the gym and just kill it. That's why I always laugh when people are like, oh, if an Olympic athlete is using weed, it doesn't give them any advantages. I'm like, bullshit, it doesn't. It's like, man, when I smoke weed, I get so energetic for lifting weights. I could just lift weights all day, every day. But as soon as I stop smoking weed, all of a sudden the lifting weights becomes really boring, and my body just is like really sore easier. So yeah, it's kind of really hard to keep up with the working out. So that's one reason I'm looking forward to getting back into vaporizing. Hopefully I can get ripped again. I shouldn't use it as like an excuse that I can't work out because of it, but it's definitely affecting it. Yeah, let's see how many of these. Look how many wrenches we got. We got 70,000. Why? Because we placed 4th. I don't know 4th in what overall, but let's see. Maybe we can check it and find out. Yeah, if anyone's wondering these, we got, ooh shit, I clicked the sweep button, it didn't sweep, that was close. You could even see it turned colors when I clicked it, and it still didn't work, thank God. So if anyone wants to write to the Clone Evolution community and ask them to change something, change it so all these previous buttons aren't there anymore. Like once you unlock the next one, it gets rid of all these other sweep options. I don't know why you would ever sweep it to get less. If anyone knows a reason why you would sweep it to get less, please let me know in the chat. Because I can't see any reason why. Like, once you unlock the next one, why would you go back and sweep the previous? Let's try here. Does it do anything? No. I was thinking maybe it would give you more sweeps, but no. It does nothing. So the only one we have left to unlock is this one, and this is completely useless. If Clone Evolution wanted to change this reward, there's absolutely no reason to mine any of this shit anymore. Why? Because of that new spot where you get it. Let's show you. This little thing on the dungeon here, it gives you so much ore that there's no reason that you would ever need to sweep that. Because look, even a few minutes gives you that same amount. So they really need to update that and change it so whatever this reward is for the airship would change. And if anyone's wondering if you burn individual scrolls, can you get good rewards? No. I've never once ever gotten a purple from doing individual burns. It's always 10 for some reason. So yeah, definitely don't waste it doing individual burns. God, is that ever a waste. Unless you have to do it to unlock the rewards, but... Alright, let's try this casino. Casino's the one exception. Doing the single burns actually worked for me once. Once in like a year and a half, 2 years. So if you're wondering, is it possible to land on the good hero with just a single draw? Yes. One time in a year. If you do it every day for a year non-stop. Oh, fuck. Give me the ores. Who the hell needs ore? Don't say that 2 times fast. Oh yeah, that was one of the other problems I keep having. When I click receive all, sometimes it's telling me that I've reached the maximum amount of flowers that I can collect for a day. I've never had that happen before, but now it's happened repeatedly. Is anyone else getting that problem? Where you try to accept the flowers and it won't allow you to accept them. It says you reached the cap. It's like, that's fucking annoying. I never thought there'd be a cap on how many gifts you could accept. Alright, so let's go to the arena and see if it has the ranking. I wouldn't mind to see what this is all about. Alright, so Keck is number 1. It couldn't have been me in this spot when it said I got 4th. I'm at 137th. Unless for some reason I was at a higher ranking and all of a sudden it reset. Alright, looks like these are all collected. Oh, if you spend 15 bucks, you can unlock advanced season achievements. So what does that mean? That I can't collect them until I spend 15 bucks, and if I do, then I can collect them non-stop? Or just until you reach level 20, and then that's basically what you're buying. If it's 20 bucks just to get level 20's worth of rewards, it does not look worth it. Yeah, has anyone else unlocked that already? Maybe they can help clarify. Yeah, so my ranking must have been high on one of these. If I got 4th somewhere. Alright, we got the tickets for these, so we might as well use them. But let's get a quick message from the sponsor.
Today's Turtle Island stories and arena battles and failures at the Hunger Games were brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up. Woo!
Alright, welcome back. Let's see if we can check out the patrons. Alright, thanks again. Suki, Dan, Jim, Ray, Travis, and everyone else at Patreon. Really appreciate it. No, I've been checking the patrons list. I think we still got 2 people signed up. And if you're wondering what the added benefits are, I have started to create different accounts for stuff. So we probably are going to get an OnlyFans thing going. I'm not saying that's going to be R-rated or X-rated material on there. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, that is something I'm looking into to make some more stuff exclusive. Or at least the, the patron chat messages. I'll have to find out more about how Patreon works, because man, I've watched videos on how to use it. It doesn't make any sense, so I gotta try watching more. There's gotta be some tutorials that make sense for Patreon. Because a lot of times they're like, oh, put this exclusive stuff. And then I try to add the exclusive stuff, and I can't figure out for the life of me how to do it. So yeah, we'll figure out more with Patreon as time goes on, and we are still working on getting the Patreon song made. I was working with a guy that makes music, but I think he needed a break on some stuff, so I haven't talked to him in a while. But actually I got 2 or 3 musicians actually helping me with it now. But you know how musicians work, you don't want to pressure them, so hopefully we can get it done soon, sooner than later, but let's hope. Better late than never. You know, it'd be really nice to get it ready for Christmas, and I think we're at 100 days left till Christmas. I could be wrong about that, but I think someone mentioned that, so... Can you imagine? 100 days already. Time flies. Alright, so we did cover all those. Let's get back to the game. Should we go for an actual hard battle? Let's do it. Man, I need to wake up. Oh my god, I was like so awake the whole day. And then as soon as I start streaming, I can't fucking stay awake to save my life. Son of a bitch. It's not even, what, 8 o'clock? Falling asleep. Which is kind of good, because I got to try going to work tomorrow, and my legs were so cramped up. I even told the boss, I was like, man, there's a good chance I might not make it into work on Thursday if I can't move. So yeah, I shouldn't joke about that. Hopefully I can move tomorrow. I was drinking a little bit of diet soda, so I was wondering if maybe that's what it is. I find sometimes when I drink the diet stuff, it really fucks my system over hardcore. So let's hope all that's what it was. Yeah, it'd be so nice too if I went to the hospital, got those tests done, they found the problem, cured it, and all of a sudden it was better. Oh, that'd be sweet. It'd be nice to get concentration back, all these cramps gone. Oh, that'd be so sweet. And to be able to eat normal food again, oh, that'd be sweet too. I'm at the point now where I can't even eat any dairy products, no eggs. I know eggs aren't really a dairy animal. I'm thinking like farm dairy type stuff. Can't eat cheese, can't eat milk, can't eat eggs. Anytime I eat any of those, oh god, it's like horrible nightmare in the washroom. I'm not even just talking like diarrhea, I'm talking blood, right? So yeah, let's hope we get it resolved. That's the one time as I hear people and they're complaining about different things. It's like, dear God, man. I used to complain a lot in general, still do. But in the long run, as long as I'm not shitting blood, man, it's a good day. No matter how anything else turns out. I always thought shitting blood was so rare, but it's like the more I keep talking to people, it's like everyone I talk to, it's like, yeah, I've had it before, I've had it before. It's like, what? You've had that before? It's like, I thought it was so rare. Must be something to do with the Canadian diet. I was thinking, dear God, we're eating that stuff that's in cans, it's killing everyone, so... Who knows? That's probably what it is. I've got to try to stay away from canned food. That's when they talk about eating less processed foods. I was like, is it really the food processing that's the problem, or is it the packaging? Like we start loading it with preservatives, chemicals, petro products. I don't know if anyone's heard of propylene glycol, that stuff that's in vaporizers. Like the liquid vaporizers, not like the kind that I use. Oh, we made it to unyielding. Yes. Well, that propylene glycol stuff is in everything. Anything that you eat that could go bad, so they have to add a preservative. 9 times out of 10, they add propylene glycol. and it's like odorless, tasteless, but a preservative, but it's also made from gasoline or oil. So people made fun of the Subway bread. They're like, oh, Subway bread, it's got oil in it or gas products in it. Be like, yeah, no shit, everything does. Ice cream has it in it, granola bars has it in it, chocolate bars has it in it, any junk food that you eat has it in it. Even like drink mixes, anything that could go bad, they usually add propylene glycol. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing I was debating someone. They're like, fossil fuels, who the hell believes that actually comes from animals? Like actually decaying fossils? And it's still the official theory. Like if you look up on Wikipedia, it literally says fossil fuels come from decaying fossils. Or whatever it is. And it's so bullshit because almost every planet in our solar system is loaded with fossil fuels. Like even the moons of Jupiter. So what the fuck? Was there a whole bunch of dinosaurs that died on Jupiter and that's how they got loaded with fossil fuels? So stupid. Maybe that is the case, but to me it just sounds ridiculous that dinosaurs died on Jupiter and that's how we got fossil fuels there. I don't even know how scientists are considering that like an actual thing that they wrote in textbooks. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking? I think what it is too is the carbon industry, when they're trying to tax us for carbon, they have to convince us that fossil fuels is like some product we shouldn't be using because it's so rare, because it came from dying animals. But then if we ever found out the fossil fuels are like super abundant, we could use them all the time and never run out, then that would throw a whole monkey wrench into their plan. Because then they'd be like, oh shit, now everyone knows the fossil fuels are infinite. So why the hell would they conserve and switch to nuclear power that fucking destroys our entire water supply? Let's just skip these. We're slaughtering them. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll finish off these 2 more tickets, and if any of the viewers got ideas of what they want me to work on next. I was thinking one of the things I could work on, check how everyone's DNA is doing maybe, I don't know. Well yeah, we did just switch over at 8 o'clock, so we got pretty much everything just reset. Probably do a whole nother round of those campaigns, the dungeon. Yeah, there's quite a few stuff. Alright, let's give a shout out to the viewers. Alright, so Zahid. Zahid was the only one who made it in today. Thanks, Zahid. Now, I was thinking every time I take big breaks in between show recordings, people get out of the habit of watching the daily shows, so if anyone's watching it offline, they don't have time to watch it live, still appreciate it. I'm totally looking forward to adding some new content to my channel and diversifying how many different types of people are watching the videos so that we get tons more activity. But in the time being, I still really appreciate everyone with Clone Evolution. You guys are the ones that really helped build my channel up from scratch to over 1,000 subs, so I really appreciate it. I'll try to get some show giveaways going, but dear God, I'm so horrible at thinking right now. Can't get anything done. Hopefully, yeah, once I get my stomach situation sorted out, it'll help my brain work better. Let's hope. Yeah, so what did we all cover on the show today? We talked about some of the issues that feminists have been having. How they become so smart, educated, successful, and wealthy that they can't find any guys that are even close to that level. And then wondering why it sucks so bad to die alone. And then they get in the philosophy that they can do everything on their own without realizing that, hey, life is really about a balance of helping and needing each other. If you start getting in the idea that you can do everything on your own, it's sort of like the vegan philosophy, how they believe that they can live without harming any creatures, which is the total opposite of the truth. Veganism actually destroys more ecosystems, kills more animals than any other diet on the planet. Like, there was one meme going around where a hunter killed a deer and filled up his whole freezer with meat for the year, and then people make fun of him. They're like, oh God, that hunter, he's so cruel. He killed a deer. It's like, a dear God, man, but he killed one animal and he has a whole year's worth of food. Name me one vegan that kills less animals than that, just buying a bottle of supplements. That bottle of supplements gets shipped all the way from China, kills thousands of animals in the process. And how long is that bottle of supplements going to last? A couple weeks, maybe a month tops. You got to keep buying them over and over again. You're just slaughtering animals. So that's where I think it's kind of the weirdest thing, how veganisms go around acting like they don't need animal sacrifice, like they don't have to feel guilty, they're above sacrifice. But really that's the exact opposite. More animals die for their sacrifice than anything. That hunter kills Bambi, puts her in the freezer. Sure, it was horrible, but at least it only happened once a year. And not to totally pick on the vegans, dear God, I'm probably going to have to go to a vegan diet to fix my stomach, so I don't know, for me, rice, it really seems to help, so I'm bashing plants, but dear God, it's like karma going in circles. I make fun of the plants, and then the plant saved my life. Oh yeah, if anyone's wondering what's happening in the Canadian election, it's pretty much a shit show where all the different parties are all on the same team, except for one party that was kind of like the joke party. Well, this joke party that is the only one different from the other ones, starting to rise and rise and rise in the ranks to the point where people are starting to wonder, could they actually win a seat? It'll be so funny because if they won a seat, then they would actually have a voice in all these discussions where normally it's just a whole bunch of leftists all agreeing with each other. So it'd be the first time we would actually have a right-wing leader having any say in Canada. Oh yeah, and that was the funniest thing too. You know Justin, who's this like paradise guy in the media, they make him out to the greatest leader ever. Well, he had a real shit show event this week where he held a giant conference, like tons of people, all packed indoors, a lot of people not wearing masks, and just crammed in. So some of the guests that he brought to speak on his behalf, they said that they have to endorse him as the party leader, but they think he's making horrible mistakes. Like the idea of like having an election during a pandemic, they're saying that was so dumb that he should have lost his seat in office right for that. Because like that would be the worst case scenario. It's like, really, you're trying to convince people that their whole lives should be ruined because we're having this pandemic and we can't do anything? Meanwhile, he's holding an election. So it's almost like the exact opposite of what he says and does. Hey, look at Guild John equals Doe. Check mark. It's kind of a neat one. Shout out to John Doe. Oh yeah, did anyone watch the new Matrix movie trailer? I heard it was coming out and I was going to watch it, but I never got around to it. So I don't know if the trailer actually came out yet. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. Maybe it's that bad. Excuse me. I think, oh yeah, that's who I heard talk about it. Sargon of Akkad. I didn't actually watch the show that he did about it, but he mentioned about like who the hell wanted a new Matrix movie. I was thinking me for one. Matrix was like one of the last movies that I saw that was any good. So I was like, dear God, if they came out with another one, sure, it's not going to be as good as the first Matrix, but it'd be nice to see the Matrix back. Come on, Tengu, you can win. So I don't know if anyone else is looking forward to a new Matrix movie. Maybe it's a lot of young people don't really care because they weren't around for when the Matrix was actually popular. I started to realize that too. No wonder as I keep meeting people that have never heard of September 11th. Because if you talk to anyone that's like 20 years old, they literally weren't alive back when September 11th happened. Or they were just born. So no wonder so many people have never heard of September 11th. The media is definitely not getting the message out that we're supposed to remember what happened on September 11th. They've totally dropped the ball on that. Even like 20 years later. Alright, let's go. Clone Evolution just crashed. So let's go to the affiliate links page while this loads. The affiliate links. Alright, so Patreon. We already showed that. Thanks a lot. Society 6, finishing quick. My specialty. Comes on t-shirts and bed sheets. Both popular with the ladies. Hydro TV. It'll pay you to watch videos. Swagbucks pays you to shop. GameKit will pay you to try games, and Free Bitcoin is one of those wallet systems that allows you to open free loot boxes. So if you want a loot box that has a little bit of Bitcoin in it, that's why it's called a Free Bitcoin website, is they have these loot boxes. Obviously, you can pay extra and open more loot boxes. I think that's how it works with BetFury as well. But if you're into just small amounts and you want to put it in the wallet and watch it grow, then you can do it for free. Just make sure that you follow all your regional laws, because Free Bitcoin and BetFury, they both have casinos. So you're definitely going to run into some strict laws with those. And yeah, also make sure you follow the rules for the virtual maid sex machine. It's for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. Did the bicep tap one word too early. Anyways, $10 off for a purchase of 150 or more with the coupon code below. It's lying BSN. That's LYNBSN. And no, the code is not BS. It actually works, from what I've heard. No, Virtual Maid sent it to me for the show, so I really appreciate it. And they even upped the affiliate offer, so I'll have to check if anyone's been using it. If you did, I really appreciate it. And even if you just check it out, it looks good on their end too, because they keep track of how many people even follow the link to check it out. And if you're wondering what it is, it's just something that hooks up to a computer and works pretty good. Alright, so let's go back. No, they did. I did get one in the mail. Haven't shown it in a while. They didn't actually send me a virtual mate for free. I had to buy it. But I did, and I thought it was pretty cool. No, I'm glad I tried it, because I was thinking, man, this technology is going places, especially with everyone being stuck at home and not going places. Alright, let's go back to the center screen. Looks like the game has loaded. Alright, so we claimed some stuff. That's good. Alright, what else do we got? As far as stuff goes, yeah, maybe the guild. Hopefully we got some action for the guild. Be nice if we could do something today. Oh, you know what I should do? I should check out the situation for Santa frags. I think we were 2 or 3 weeks away from getting enough frags to do something with Santa again. As gross as that sounds. Now, I think with Santa, the last character that I made with him was probably Hermes, and everyone said it was a waste. So I'll try to make the other hero with Santa this time. If anyone remembers who the other one is. Let's go check it out. This takes forever. Oh yeah, in Canada, we're starting all those Nazi rules on, what is it, the 22nd? So I'm looking at, like, I don't know how long it is till the 22nd. Less than 10 days away, and I'll lose all my human rights. I won't be allowed to go into stores or sit in restaurants. They're basically segregating our entire society. But parts of Canada already started fighting it and got rid of it, so hopefully my province will do the same. But I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is when the government concedes and they get rid of the whole passports for these, they're not really conceding, is they're just stalling it out. Because what's happening is my boss, Google, they have the whole Google Pay thing on your phone, right? And I don't know if anyone's heard, YouTubers in Canada, the only way we can get paid from YouTube is if we put Google Pay on our phone. That's the only way. So if this Google Pay on my phone all of a sudden has the passport thing in and says, sorry, you can't use your Google Pay anymore unless you have this, then I lose access to all my revenue from YouTube. I know other countries, YouTubers don't have to worry about it as much because they're like, hey, we can just get it directly put in our banks. So congratulations to you guys, but I'm pretty sure they're going to switch all the countries to the Canada system where this will be the only way you can get paid. So yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, in the province, guess what they showed? They showed like when you get Google Pay and it's on here, you'll be able to buy and sell with this on one condition, that the passport shows up on your screen. It'll have a big check mark to show that you're able to buy and sell. So I was like, that's something right out of the biblical timeline where they said the end times would be signified by losing your ability to buy or sell unless you have the mark. So for generations, people that have heard that in the Bible have always wondered, what the hell are they talking about in the Bible? What kind of mark are they talking about? And why would you lose the ability to buy and sell without a mark? So, I don't know, some people are thinking, oh, that's just over the top and ridiculous, but dear God, it is kind of a little bit concerning, because I'm thinking I'm losing all my human rights, so if that isn't a sign of the end times, losing all your human rights, then I don't know what is, right? Oh yeah, that was the other thing. People are debating with me about, oh, it's not so bad what's happened in Canada. It has nothing to do with what happened in Nazi Germany. So I went to the Holocaust Museum and I started looking at the list of things we're supposed to look for to make sure that it never happens again. And it lists that the government took control of all the media, including the radio, the TV, the newspapers, the internet. That's what has already happened in Canada. What happened is that dictator Justin Trudeau, he sent over billions of dollars to all the different agencies, so now he controls them all. Literally, the government has complete control of everything being played on the radio, everything on the TV, everything on the newspapers, even what we read on the internet. And that's the other thing too. They were saying like what happened with the Holocaust times is they started deeming some people's lives non-essential. So what they would do is they take the Jews and stuff and they say, oh, your life is non-essential now. German people, their lives were essential. Italians, their lives are essential. Jews, non-essential. So I was thinking, well, dear God, isn't that like the exact wording of what Canada's been doing to us? They've been literally telling people, like, it's a business owner, sorry, sir, your life is non-essential. Oh, that person that works for the union, yeah, your life is essential. So I was like, holy fuck, man. You start looking at the list of all the things we're supposed to be watching out for, and it's like a checkmark list of everything the government has done under Justin Trudeau's watch. I know a lot of people blame Justin for it all, but a lot of it even began before him. So really, he's the one finishing the plan, but I don't think he was the one who actually drafted the plan. He's just more of a puppet that's completing his designated tasks. Hey, Gusto, how's it going? Yeah, so that's some of the things in Canada. What was the other one? Oh yeah, the Germans under the Nazis, they started to control where people are allowed to protest. So like, hey, you're allowed to protest here, not allowed to protest there. So that's what they started doing in Canada. Either they blocked protesting altogether, or if you wanted to protest for like horrible practices going on at the hospital, you're not allowed to protest at the hospital. So I was like, well, that's really weird. Like, why would you want to protest something somewhere else when you're trying to get attention to where it's happening, right? So yeah, there's a lot of fucked up shit. Like, if you look at that whole list from the Holocaust Museum, and dear God, is everything on there under what Justin did. And then they start going too about how the Nazis forced medical experiments on people. Guess what everyone's being forced to do in Canada? This is essentially a medical experiment. I know they try to say that it's safety tested and stuff, but Moderna fired their entire safety panel in 2017 because they ruled that it wasn't safe for human use. Oh, and that was the other thing. I was arguing with different people about what's been happening in China. And like, people are like, oh, you don't know anything about China. You don't know anything about China. So it just so happens I actually good friends, like even family with some people from China. So they were over the other day. I'm like, hey man, what's happening in China? Can you fill us in? Because you're actually from China. You go back and forth there often. You can fill us in. Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, what you're saying is true. So what happened was I was saying that people in China, none of them have taken this. It's actually illegal. So people are arguing with me. They're like, no, people in China are taking that. So I asked him, I'm like, are they? He's like, oh God, no. It's like mRNA technology is banned nationwide in China. No one's allowed to take it. But what they did is they made their own version of this, and it has nothing to do with the mRNA stuff. So I was like, holy shit, isn't that weird, eh? Everyone thinks that China took all these. They didn't. They forced it. Well, they didn't force it. Our own governments forced it on us through Moderna. Yeah, and then what is it? China's total death toll from the entire world situation is around 5,000. I was like, 5,000? Dear God, and you didn't take any of these? It's like, that's one of the lowest death tolls in the globe. It's like, especially given their population, right? Like, aren't they in the billions? So if they're in the billions and only 5,000 people died, that makes everyone else who is doing this look dramatically worse. So yeah, that's kind of a weird situation. I know if I had the bad health conditions like diabetes and stuff, I'd still take my chances with this, but I don't know, it'd almost be considered going to China and getting theirs, because it seems like it's way safer and working way better. And oddly enough, we don't have access to theirs. We're getting some other ones forced by Moderna, so... Oh well. That's the one thing I noticed with medical situations in the world in general, is despite how bad everything is, people are starting to wake up to the whole fact that our government is in complete cahoots with the drug cartel, and they're forcing us to do shit against our will. It's like we used to make fun of like South American countries for being run by drug cartels. Now it's completely flipped opposite. We're the ones run by drug cartels. So yeah, as much as I try to not get too down in the dumps about it, there is a lot of good stuff that's coming out of the disaster. Oh yeah, that was one of the disasters I heard. Did you guys ever hear about how the Sim City, like the simulation game, was invented? It turned out the guy that invented Sim City came home to his apartment one day and it had burnt to the ground. And when he seen all that was left of his apartment was like shades of the wall, like some of the wall was left. So he looked at it and he was like, it gave him the inspiration to create Sim City. Because he's like, hey, we should create like a game where you can see inside the apartment, like sort of like it was on fire and half the walls were gone, you could see in. So isn't it weird how some people take some of the biggest disasters that occurred in their life and they just change it into something amazing? So that's sort of like poker. If you're dealt a hand that really sucks, you can actually bluff your way to a huge victory. So that's what I was thinking when people get too down in life. Hey, don't forget, some of the best people that have made amazing stuff took complete disasters and changed it into something amazing. So it's like, really, that's how we got to try to look at life more these days, especially me, because I get a fair bit of disasters to look at. Oh yeah, Gusto is saying that the Abyss event is tomorrow, so that'd be good. And it looks like the game just crashed. That sucks. But it's loading quick. That's good. Alright, so what are we at for time? Holy shit, we just reached the 2-hour mark. Oh, I feel so bad. Everyone's just joining. Gusto just got here. 3 viewers, 2 likes. Appreciate it, everyone. Now, if anyone wants to help and like and share the show, really appreciate it. And if you got any ideas you want me to do for future show topics, you can put them in. But really, I got my big health appointments coming up and my stomach is kind of fucked. So the odds of me actually getting anything done is slim to none. But it couldn't hurt to suggest it. Maybe in the future when I'm feeling better, I'll be up for it. Yeah, let's hope. Keeping my fingers crossed that when I get that colonoscopy, everything comes back clear. Or even if it doesn't come back clear, they can fix it. Let's hope. No, the only reason I'm really pretty optimistic is I can beat this is it's actually been this bad before. And then I really carefully watched what I ate for like 6 months and I got it all back under control without even having to go to the doctor. So who knows? I shouldn't get too down in the dumps that it's a disaster coming, because hopefully I'll be able to turn things around again. Did it once, hopefully we can do it again. Alright, so let's look. If we happen to buy the Santa fragments, ooh man, that'd be tempted. How many Santa frags do we got? We're at 45. So if I bought that one, it would punch us up to 55. And then if we get the next round and we get Santa, that would push us up to 65. So we'd be 5 Santa frags away from making a new Santa. Let's check. Who is it that we need Santa for? I know there was someone really good that requires Santa. Where are you, Santa? Oh yeah, and this is the year where the Halloween event is going to be coming back soon. And I'm hoping for the Halloween event, they add a new hero that actually uses the Halloween guy, like the pumpkin. If that happens, I'll be very happy. Wait, where's Wind of Fury? What do I need to make her? We need that guy. Fuck, so that's the one. Alright, let's look. Who is it that needed Santa? Oh yeah, it's Byfell. So Byfell's the one that needs Santa. So we don't actually have to rush to get Santa, because we still don't have the Moriartys. So that's why everyone was saying that getting what's his name? Hermes was such a waste. because I should have saved Santa to get Bifel. But then I was thinking, what's the point? Like, it was going to take me so long to get the other Moriarty fragments that I might as well just use Santa now and then save them up again. And what do you know? It's almost worked out that way. The only way it could be a failure is somehow if we got the Moriarty fragments sooner. But I just don't see it happening. And if anyone's wondering, when the Hunger Games is over, and if I win it, we'll have enough frags to create Son of the Black Hole. And we already got these two. So we will have enough for a Genie, just depending on the Hunger Games outcomes. So wish me luck in the Hunger Games. If anyone's got ideas who we should bet on the Hunger Games, just add it to the video chat or add it to the Discord group, and I'll try to read it. I'll try. So I can't think of any other extra heroes that we're going to be making anytime soon. If I had to doubt, there'll be no one that we make anytime soon. It's really going to be a choice too. Do I want to make this guy, or do I want to make Genie? I'm pretty sure Genie is better. Or no, he's not even a requirement for that. Never mind. Who was it? Someone else I was thinking. Oh yeah, that's the hero that I just made previously. Oh, that's what it was. We were going to have to pick between using Anderson for this girl or this shark guy. So once we get Anderson, hopefully it'll be an exchange event soon, then we'll have to pick between her and the shark guy. I know a lot of people want me to make the shark guy because then I could link her to, or the shark to Alice. But we'll see. I don't know, this hero is pretty good too. Alright, so I'll try to keep everyone posted in the Discord what's happening. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to record an episode tomorrow because it's going to take all my energy just to actually get to work and finish the shift. My boss was saying because I had so much blood coming out and almost passed out on the last shift that I really should do a half shift tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I want to try to finish a full shift because I hate going to work and only doing a half day. I feel like such a sissy. But oh well. If your body's really in that bad of shape, sometimes you really got to throw in the towel and make sure you do what's best, right? Think long term rather than just temporary gains. No, I've been struggling for years to get back to working full time, and it's not going well, and especially now with all this extra stuff. But I appreciate everyone who's been helping with the ad revenue for YouTube. Just to make sure that everyone knows the ads aren't going to waste. Let's see what we got for ad revenue in from AdSense. Oh yeah, I better be able to withdraw it soon because soon that passport's going to be on my phone and I won't even be able to withdraw it. So anyways, yeah, it's up to 140 bucks Canadian. So the next check that I get from Google AdSense is going to be 140 bucks and I really appreciate it. I know it sounds like piddly amounts, like that's barely enough to even buy a week's worth of food in Canada, but I don't know. I compare it to like the tens of thousands I invested into getting all my recording gear ready for the show. The new computers, the software, the countless internet bills. So any little bit going in the right direction seems like amazing. So I really appreciate it, even if it is just small amounts. Oh yeah, and let's check out the crypto stuff. What's been happening with crypto lately? I know some people aren't into crypto, so I'll do this quick. Finishing quick is my specialty. Alright, so these are some of the cryptocurrencies that I use with BetFury because they give me free amounts of it. So, Bitcoin, it's kind of stabilized at 60. Looked like it was on a huge incline again, but then stabilized. Ethereum was on a giant tear up, but it recently started stabilizing again. Beyonce, stable. Tether, the US dollar, so you know that one. Dogecoin, looks like it plummeted really bad and it's starting to rebound. So it'd be nice if everyone got their Dogecoin investments back. I know Elon's screwing a lot of people around these days, but hey, what else is new, right? Man, Elon screwed Canada over so many times, I've lost track. So I'm definitely not surprised when I see Elon fucking people over to make money. Hey, that's usually how you become a billionaire. And he does lots of cool stuff too, so I shouldn't hold it against him always. Yeah, he's just literally sued my province into the fucking Stone Age with all of his goddamn lawsuits against us, so... Once you sue someone and you take all their money, it's kind of hard to still like them, but even if he is building a colony on Mars. Anyways, BitTorrent, That's the one that I was always tempted to invest in, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because it's pretty stable as well. Hasn't really gone up or down much. Holo, not even sure what that one is. Zekla, not even sure about that. Looks like it's going up a little, but stable overall. Golem looks like it's been crashing. I don't know if anyone invested in Golem. That one seems a little rough, but who knows? Maybe that's one of those ones that'll rebound big too. And buy swap. I haven't really looked into buy swap much. It looks like it had a huge spike for a while there and then just crashed back down again. So yeah, good luck with everyone with the cryptocurrencies, and just remember, as long as you're not shitting blood, who really cares how much money you have, right? There's priorities in life. And money for me is not really one of them. Alright, so thanks everyone, take care, and let's go to the fire screen. Oh, let's give a shout out to Augusto and Zahid. Big round of applause. Oh yeah, and thanks again to Regal for shooting all that information to me in the private messages. If anyone else wants to reach me in private messages, I think the best way to do it is, what did I say again? Yeah, in the game is good. What's another good way? Oh yeah, the Discord group. So if anyone wants to reach me in the Discord or that, perfect. I was giving my email out and adding everyone on Facebook and stuff, but that's a little bit awkward. So yeah, let's just keep it with the Discord and the game messages. And who knows, maybe OnlyFans in the future. I think even some of the models that I follow started following me back on OnlyFans. So yeah, I really appreciate them for following me. That's pretty wild. That's why I figured maybe that'll be one of the futures and the opposites. I'll make an OnlyFans page and I'll have Playboy models subscribe to me. Yeah, good luck with that, right? That'd be weird as fuck. But hey, if everything's going opposite, anything's possible. Alright, yeah, and the other thing we're going to be working on tomorrow's episode is we'll try to finish the tavern tasks if we have an episode. It'd be nice to get these Vibram coins. I don't think I'm going to rush it and buy the Santa thing. I'll just wait for it to go through. If anyone's like, no, don't spend your Vibram coins on Santa. Yeah, I was just joking. I don't really plan on buying Santa. We can wait. I know I bitch a little bit about waiting in Clone Evolution and how it's so hard and we're not making any progress. But I got to remember at the same time, if Clone Evolution was so easy, I just beat it right away, would I really be any happier? It'd be like those mice in the Utopia experiment. Sometimes you need a challenge in life. Alright, so let's go to the fire screen. Alright, if you happen to get any of the Santa frags in your vaporizer and it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like. Really appreciate it. Just make sure, never buy the products of my sponsor.
Because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you later.
Oh yeah, and if I don't make it to the show to record tomorrow, please everyone, if you have any time and you want to help me out at all, just tune in to the Gravity or Leyline episode that we'll be doing on Friday. We've got some of the secrets or clues that one of the guests is sharing that he deciphered or figured out to do with September 11th. So it's going to be a pretty wild show. Hopefully it doesn't get my channel taken down. I'll try to keep it above, not too conspiratorial, because that's not allowed on YouTube. So yeah, there'll be no conspiracies other than the greatest one of all, from the creator. Hopefully that's not banned as well. It's only a matter of time. With our Justin, the communist dictator, he'll take away the rights of religion. You just wait and see. I'm just kidding. I'm choking on my own saliva. Alright, good way to finish the show. Take care everyone. Bye for now. See you later. Yeah, wish me luck at work tomorrow. I'm gonna need it. Oh yeah, I can't wait for the Abyss event tomorrow. Thanks for Augusto for filling us in. We'll have to check out the Abyss. I think it's gonna be a fun time. We're overdue for the Abyss.